Hey guys, my name is Meg. I'm a first year student at UWE, going into my second year, and I'm studying business management and marketing. Today I'm going to be talking a bit about what to expect when coming into uni and a few tips from myself on what to prepare and think about before you arrive. So this time last year I was preparing to head over to Bristol and start uni. I arrived mid-September, the commencing week of induction week and freshers week, to Carroll Court, which is a res accommodation on French Way campus. I shared a house with 5 other students, 3 of which were British and the other 3 being international students. I being from South Africa, I don't know if you can tell from my accent, but I was one of 14%, I think, international students at UWE, which is great because not only am I getting a new experience in the UK, but I'm surrounding myself by all these different cultures and people from all over the world, which is awesome. Anyway, so I arrived Bristol mid-month, which I was actually the last person to arrive in my house. People had actually begun to arrive uni about a week or 2 before commencing date. It all varied, but that's not a bad idea. So here I'm just going to talk to you a bit about maybe coming to uni the previous week before Freshers Week, just because people are on campus and it's not empty. There are things happening, and it's also a good way to meet your flatmates before Freshers Week. So on that topic, it's not a bad idea to come to uni a week before. You get to hang out with your flatmates, settle in, find your way around campus, spend time at the SU. There's events almost every night, and that will give you time that when Freshers Week hits, you feel a bit orientated, a bit familiar with yourself, and a bit more at home. On that note of things happening, Bristol is a bustling city and there's always something happening. There are so many places to go out, places that will please almost every type of person, so don't think that there's nothing going to be happening. Freshers Week for me was it was a great experience, and I met loads of people and I became closer with my house during that week. And you gotta stick it through, you gotta make an effort, and everyone's in the same boat, everyone's trying to make friends. So make the most of your Freshers Week, go out, experience a bit of Bristol and enjoy it, honestly. That's all I can say. Now, Freshers Week and going out isn't really a thing. There are still many other ways to meet people and settle in. I don't know if I've said this enough on my takeovers, but I really stand strongly for joining clubs and societies or a sports team, because you then surrounding yourself by people with similar interests and ideas, and it makes it a whole lot easier. So clubs and societies will be introduced to you about 2 or 3 weeks into the start of year. There will be a Freshers Fair, which basically exhibits all the UWE sports societies, clubs, and they'll explain to you in person. The representatives will be there. They'll explain to you what the club offers, what the club includes, how often they meet, what they're about. So don't worry about joining anything at the moment, because everything will be introduced to you at the Freshers Fair. So before I start talking about this, I just want to make clear and say that everyone here is in the same boat. Everyone here, with making new friends, has come alone from a school around the UK or the world. Most likely they've come alone, and everyone's wanting to make friends pretty much. So I just want you to know you're not alone in this, and all I can say is have an open mind and don't stick to the same people who you feel comfortable with, because the whole experience at uni, in my perspective, is meeting new people, new experiences, new opportunities, and spreading your mind so that you have an all-rounded experience. So for me, making friends, in the beginning I was so close to my house that they were my close friends. We were going out every night pretty much during Freshers Week. We lived together. I mean, you guys become a family, so be nice to your house is all I can say. And your flatmates are there for a year, they're not going anywhere, so you got to stick it out and make it work. Otherwise, it's just going to be too much tension and chaos. Alright, so now, continuing the topic of settling in, let me just tell you my favourite part of settling into Bristol was the travelling and exploring. I love travel, it's one of my passions, and adventure, and the fact is, for me, I felt home at Bristol after a few months just because I had seen as much as I could of it. I had been to almost all the cafes in town. I had seen some of the parks, been to some of the nightlife, been to some of the restaurants, walked the streets up Park Street into Clifton. I just orientated myself in the city, and from that it just felt a bit more comfortable being in the city. So I'm just going to show you guys what I got up to in my first year settling into Bristol, all the places I've explored and travelled to. Going to come up in the next slide. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so getting around Bristol with the public transport and buses, let me just say it is super easy to get from campus to town. You take the metro bus, which there are a few lines that come onto campus, because campus actually has, French campus might I say, has one of the main bus stops in Bristol. Loads of connections, even the bus to Bath, pretty much anywhere. So transport is easy. It's a 15-minute bus ride with metro bus from UWE French campus to city centre and Harbourside. Thank you for listening to me today and tuning in. I hope that my tips have helped you all feel a bit more prepared and confident on arriving at university, because honestly, it is a time to look forward to.